people? What's up, dog? We're on the show tonight. How y'all doing? We're here. We're live. We're well, we're not live, but you think we're live. That's all that matters. Welcome to the show. Check out the look. We changed yet again because, well, I'm just not happy with anything anymore. So you guys are suffering. I'm suffering. We're all suffering. Good night. That's all. That's how it is. Yeah. And guess what? Mark has come back to the back. We got him back on board, at least auditorily now for a little bit here. He's trying to make things right over in his beautiful downtown. What's the name of that base? Do you have a name for that base yet?
I was going to say something highly inappropriate. I apologize, folks.
Oh, you can do that. I don't care.
But no, I have not named it yet.
We're totally inappropriate.
The name of the community is Hawksmoor.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty hype. I've been holding that one back. I hadn't told you that one yet.
That's pretty cool. I gotta give it up. That's hot.
Yeah, and like it's kind of fitting for where we're at. I could call it DeMouse. I'm not gonna call it DeMouse because I'm right outside DeMouse's house.
That is just stuff. Okay, thank God we're not going with that.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Hawksmoor is the community name of the neighborhood that we're in, so I like that. Don't have the base number yet because I got so many to choose from that I haven't decided that yet either. But there's more to come on that because I'm still working on getting everything set up, but I have the PC updated, as you can tell, because I'm here and I'm online. But I still got to unpack that because I don't have my cameras. I don't have
him because I don't know because we're not like that. But you know,
I mean, we'll find out.
We'll find out. Everybody will be like, "Where the hell? You said he's back, but he's a fucking ghost."
Is it picking up your desktop audio?
What?
Is it picking up your desktop audio?
Yes, it is.
Then it's picking me up. Then that's all you need to know.
Well, that's kind of what I figured. But I was also trying to see if I could single you out the way we did before with like a media source. Which I might change that because that might be...
we could, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not that big a deal.
Because, I mean, we're not playing stuff in the background, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
But like I said, like, I'm working on... I don't have any of my other equipment packed up. Like, I don't have the big microphone unpacked, the mixer, all that stuff. Like all my good studio stuff, cameras, all that stuff still packed. Because we're still actually moving from our other place still. We have stuff still at the other place. We have until the end of the month to finish moving.
All right.
So we're still in like that's what we've been doing every day, every afternoon during the week. And on the weekends, we're kind of chilling out, hanging out with, friends and stuff and trying not to get stressed out too much on the weekends.
That's good.
And then actually unpack and do things on the weekends and not move.
Not move.
Yeah, like basically, so like we're like during the week, like we'll go pick up our daughter from school, and then we'll do one trip to the old place, grab stuff, throw it in the truck, and then come back, and then
so you might
in the morning time we'll unload it.
Your equipment there yet? Do you?
No, I do have it. I know I have it because it was in storage. All that was in storage, and that got delivered like a week, 2 weeks ago, whenever we moved in, like right at the beginning of the month.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's 15 bins deep in the garage, and I haven't gone through and figured out. Like, I found the PC, I got the monitor hooked up, and I got the internet hooked up. Like, that was priority number one to get it updated.
While you're listening to it right now.
Yeah, because it's been sitting in storage for 2 years, and I was like, this is going to take forever to update, so I gotta get it done. So I'm finally getting it updated, and apparently, yeah, like I gotta install this program because I don't friggin' have it on my computer. So, I gotta click on this and run this in the background.
He's just trying to see about like all of his updates, and he's also trying to see like why he's not on board. Camerally is not only because he doesn't have the camera, but he doesn't have some of the stuff to studio yet. So he's getting up there.
Yeah, I just don't have.
I was going to ask you if this, again, part of the show and what I was talking about without talking about it was like, before you get into like, well, I mean, okay, you said you're working on it and you haven't worked on it quite, but I was going to ask because I'm doing some major shit in the background. And do you know of any off the top of your head that you plan on closing down there in Florida? Actually, anywhere, but especially Florida.
Yes, yes. I mean, I do have an idea of what, like, I have an idea, like, and that's why I don't know what your um, plan was for getting into the database or not. If that was tonight or not, I don't know if your plan was that. But with all of that, like, I want to look at the structure of what I have, and then like close some in DC, close some, um, not necessarily in Wisconsin and Minnesota because I don't have that many,
You don't have that
but
many, but yeah,
Like Florida, North Carolina, and Virginia, like those are the three big places that I have,
right.
and probably eliminate probably half of them
Okay, okay, that's good.
because I have so many.
Yeah, I was
Because I
considering
have
it
what I
because,
think I
like I
have
said,
what
when I
10 in,
realized what I've got
I have
going on in the
almost 10 in
background,
Virginia alone.
yeah, is I'm shifting down. I'm shifting down aircraft because of like I created a couple squadrons that I missed or something, and now I'm like, oh shit. That includes a shit ton of squadrons, like especially like Paris Island, Tarpon Springs, actually back
Yeah, I
at
forgot about
Loxahatchee,
Tarpon Springs.
Fort Macon. I mean, I'm being hit by all these, so I'm like, if he's gonna close them, I don't have to be hit by him. But if you don't, I'm still gonna have to be hit by him. So I gotta see what I'm, I see what I'm dealing with here. That's what I'm. That's why I was curious.
Yes, like I haven't decided which ones I'm going to keep open. Um, but there are definitely some of those, especially with them being so close together, that they are going to go bye bye.
Okay. Yeah.
And in a layman's terms, that they're going to go bye bye.
Yeah, no, I got you. And like I said, it's not. Don't worry about it. Like I'm not trying to rush you into like picking which ones you do. But if you, like I said, you even got a like an inkling of an idea that I know that I can like. I might not even upgrade my squadrons until you close yours first. That way, I know I ain't even got to bother with it yet. Because it's not that
Okay.
big a deal.
Okay.
It is, but it's not. Because like right now, I think we have
Well, I'll put that
204th,
on
two
the
hundred
chopping
fifths.
block for the next couple of weeks. I'll make that happen.
Okay, that's cool. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put that on there on my to-do list.
No
Um,
big pressure. I mean, obviously there's some that are probably pretty cool that you won't. You like, oh, I'm not getting rid of that. But by the same token, there's some you'd be like, fuck that one, that's gone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of Paris Island, but I'll go ahead and tell you that one. I'm not getting rid of that one.
Well, no, you shouldn't. That's
Um,
like your only training base anyway. So
yeah, technically, yeah, it's like,
technically, yeah.
yeah, technically, yeah,
And
it's
then,
great. I
but
like
like, I
that one.
mean, like, if you're back in
Um,
Loxahatchee, Hamlin might be on the chopping block. Might be.
yeah, I mean that one. I don't know if it's. There's just so many in that general area down there that are like that need to go. Like
Right.
the one at. Let me just pull up the freaking spreadsheet. Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
I wouldn't get rid of the one at Abacoa because that one's kind of hot. That you got the Jolly Rogers, you got the AJ. That's pretty fucking hot. I'd keep that
I
one.
mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I have some that are right down the road that I might.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, what Almerton, Lago, Juneau, Lago. Like.
Well, Lago is like on the other side of the state.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we want to keep that one then. But like,
Juneau is right there.
yeah, Almerton maybe.
It's on the installations, right?
What? Yeah, yeah.
It's on the installations.
Riverside maybe. I don't know. I'm seeing the ones that I'm gonna have to deal with. That's all. I'm like I might be able to help you with your decision, but it's totally up to you. So
How do I filter this
I'm not gonna mess.
to
I'm not gonna mess with anybody. Can do anything with their own bases, their own squadrons. That's what IVPAC's about. You can name it, number it, whatever the hell you want to do. I mean, it kind of has to
this
stick with our
is
numbering scheme, but for the most part, it's on you. It's your
this
base.
isn't. Oh my goodness, this isn't. Yeah, this is killing me.
Hey,
We got to get this upgraded. This spreadsheet is killing me.
hey, man, it's pretty easy for
Uh,
me. What are you changing up in there, boy?
I'm just saying, like I can't filter it down because it doesn't have. Fucking A.
Do you have the F and G column? Actually, do you have the G column? All you need is the G column.
What G column?
If you have the G column, you've got all. You can just filter it to all of yours because that's what the G column is.
Are you talking about on?
As long as you're in the breakdown or breakdown alterable section of the installation sheet tab.
Oh, I'm not. See, I'm not there.
Oh, well, that's your problem right there. Get into the breakdown or breakdown alterable tab, and then go into the G column, which may or may not be hidden, and then it's all your stuff. And actually, if you haven't had it, I wonder how old your sheet is. I mean, actually, you've been doing all the movement, so really you would know it anyway. But and nothing's really changed, but I don't know how old your sheet is. So it might not be up to the minute.
That's the other issue with all of this. That's the other issue with all of this.
That's true. That's why, guys, we've been talking about doing the database. I mean, the installation sheet is one thing, because if you can get online, if everybody's got their own copy, they do it, and then they just upload it to IVPACs, Globals, Google Docs, Google Drive. It's all the same, so everybody will get an updated sheet. So it's like once you say, like, you just tell other members, hey, I updated the sheet, then everybody downloads that, and everybody's got an updated one. So.
Mm-hmm. But you could be overriding somebody's stuff.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You just alert the other members, hey, there's been an update, which Google Docs does. It lets you know when somebody else has been the last one to update it. So you just go in there like, oh, look, somebody did that.
Yeah, that's if they're using the shared version. If they've downloaded it, and, and saved a copy of it, then that doesn't work.
Well, if you save the copy of it, you change it, then you put it back in there, it's still going to be updated. So you just, like I said, when you go in and take a look, like, oh, yeah, look at that. So.
Yeah, but if you've updated it on there and I had already pulled a copy of it and you update it, I don't have that update.
That's true.
And I override it with my copy.
See, if we get more members and shit, this is going to be a problem.
This is why we got to, not to rant, but this is why we got to get rid of this.
No, this ain't a rant. This is actually pretty good IVPAC talking right here.
But this is why we gotta get rid of the spreadsheets.
And this benefits actually all you people out there too that might be trying to keep track of. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all out there actually do like 200 planes and got to keep track of all of them in 30 bases, but we do that, so we got to do this. I mean, this is just the way it's going to be.
I don't know if I want to get rid of these.
Hey man, it's definitely your call.
Oh, I do have two at. I have two at the. I thought I had more at Cherry Point. Do I only have two?
No, you have a bunch at Quantico. You didn't do much at Cherry Point.
No, but I have Havelock as well. So Havelock.
Yeah, that's right down the road. That's not really Cherry Point. I mean, if you keep that, you keep that. You know.
Yeah, that's Fontana. And then Fort Macon is down the road.
I would definitely keep fucking Fort Macon.
Yeah, I am.
Forts are pretty good to keep.
Then we have that. Okay. All right. And we're gonna have to. We'll get into this at a different time, but.
This is not kind of what we're doing IVPAC Weekly on, but it is good to have.
I mean, we're at 12 minutes in and onto the half of the intro or whatever we're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. So basically, people, this is what we're showing you when we're talking about. This is what we go through when somebody's got to do updates. Somebody's got to do. Somebody gets in. Somebody's got to put this stuff in. Somebody's got bases, and if you got a bunch of bases, maybe you won't want to keep track of all of them. Maybe you won't want to fin code all those planes, so the database will make this easier, but you still would have to be responsible, like, hey, let's put fin codes on all these, and do you really want to do all that? If you only got like 5 bases,
but I'm also looking at a way to fix that as well.
Hey man, dude,
now I know
fin codes. I'm always going to want to put fin codes on the birds.
No, not fix it. Like not put find a way to put them on like the roundels.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like make it printable, so all you have to do is sticker it on there.
I got you. Okay.
So you have it on there from the database app.
Sweet.
Whatever you want to call it.
All right. Yeah.
And the same with the roundels. Like we'll be able to print from there.
Now see, that'd be straight. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
So we can So I'm telling you, there's so much we could freaking do. I'm so ready for this. I'm gonna, because I was gonna look into it this afternoon, but I'm busy. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna look into it
I was trying to do some
probably
work
tomorrow
too,
morning.
but I had to be fixing a damn computer. So yeah.
But no, I'm gonna look and try to get it installed and updated on my personal computer, so I can start building it.
Sweet.
So
Okay.
we can get all of this stuff converted over and then eliminate the spreadsheets.
For most of y'all,
And
I'm still probably going to be like plugging along
no,
like I do.
you
Like I said
can't
before, I kind of
do it
enjoy
that way.
doing it. I kind of
I,
enjoy doing it. It's just me. I've been doing it for
well,
I've been keeping
okay.
track of these damn spreadsheets for
There will
40
be a
years, dude.
back
So
end. There will be back end data to it.
yeah.
There will be back end data to it, but that's where you're going to have to use it. Like it's going to be SharePoint.
No, right. And I wouldn't
So,
leave people out. So yeah, yeah.
so you can use that if you really want to manually update stuff, but you're killing me, Smalls. So
I wouldn't do, dude. I wouldn't do like I wouldn't have it like that. I mean, like mine would be. It would be more like I would only do it for my sake and just keep the database updated. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be like I'm doing some separate entity that is different than yours.
no. I'm not saying that, and I don't know why I'm waving my hand at the damn TV. Um, like no. No, 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 no,
Did you see that,
no,
people?
no,
He was
no.
waving his hand. Did you see that?
It's freaking stupid. I'm over here waving it like, no. I can't believe you did. No. I'm like, so dumb. Um, no, what I'm saying is like, yeah, you could still manually update the SharePoint,
Yeah.
um, which won't affect anything that we're doing.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? It'll still like as soon as you are done and saved, it will still update in the app. So whether you manually update it on the SharePoint or you update it through the app, it'll do both because it's live. That's the thing about it is live. It's live data. So there's nothing. There's no reason why you can't do that. It's just there's manual. There's manual, work involved in doing it that way. Which is
Yeah.
why I was saying, freaking. That's trying to think here, but basically that's why I was saying like the app would be better because you don't have to do all the manual, like.
You can do it on the fly.
Yeah, like it's just a couple of buttons and a few drop downs and maybe a text field or something like that you have to update, or
Yeah.
and a date thing. You click today's date.
Gotcha. Yeah. No. That,
You
and
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that
Like
would
it's
be a
not.
hell of a lot better. Yeah.
It makes it easier. Um,
I gotta
and
go.
now location would be. I don't know how that's going to work as far as that goes. I don't know if it'll pick up without paying an arm and a leg for it. I don't know if it'll pick up addresses like that. So like city and state. So that just may be just a manual in text field,
Okay. Gotcha.
which is not a big deal. But I know that I was having issues with mine. That I couldn't do that with work. So, but that's not an issue. It's not like we're trying to do all of that. Because we just need city and state. So it's not like we could have a list of shit. We can download a list of city and states and have that as static data in the background.
Oh, that's pretty hot. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think they're going to add new cities and states.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen.
It
Yeah.
it is possible that out west, where there's land, they could come up with a new city.
Well,
But
let's worry about that when that happens. That's pretty far fetched into the bag.
Yeah, but I highly doubt it. But and then if you got people overseas, like you could download that stuff online. You could find a list of country codes and all that stuff from Germany or what the heck they are, and we can have that as static data in the background, and then you can have it to where, oh, they selected this country. Well, these are the options for the country. These are the cities and states
That
within that country.
that's freaking crazy. On
So
a
you
side
can,
note, on a kind of side note to that, did you guys notice in the news today that they brought out? This is kind of it's aircraft related, not paper aircraft related, but they said they expect the B-21 to start basing in mid 2020s. Did you guys notice that we are in the mid 2020s? I love how the government just governments. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking crazy.
yeah, they are redonkulous.
So don't
I,
put it past them to create new
that's,
cities out west.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't at this point. Um, oh shit! I forgot that I had an Orlando base back in 2002.
Yeah, you got one of those too, bro. See,
Fuck.
basing with us here at IVPAC is kind of like, I mean, like everybody knows how you get it accomplished. Basically, where you live, you get a base, and it's what we call active duty. And if you visit, you get a reserve. But if you keep coming back to it enough, you can switch it to active. Or if you decide to move there, you can switch it to active. So,
Well, yeah, that's exactly what would have freaking happened.
I
I didn't
mean,
know I had a reserve base here.
those are all kind of choices. Like, I mean, we got parameters for them, each like reserve, like timings. But like, if you make a base active that was reserves, totally a member's choice.
Oh
You
my
could
goodness,
leave it
I have.
reserve. I mean, it's up to y'all when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, I need to look at these.
Like I've actually myself personally, I've considered recently, especially because I just spent like 5 hours over there today, and I've spent the night more than once. My sister's house back in Waukesha. I've considered making it a base because I've been there, multiple times. But I'm pretty saturated up here in the Wisconsin area, so I'm thinking I'm probably not going to do that because there's really no reason to, So
I didn't even name Spooner. They're like I didn't even give Spooner anything, did I?
I don't think you did, man. No, you got
No.
Spooner was Ellsworth.
That's it. That's all it's in here.
Oh, see, then you didn't update it. You don't have an
See,
updated one
this
because
is
I've got it. I've got the 616th group, and you got the 257th Bomb Squadron is there with the Thunderbolt Plus.
see, this is what I'm talking about. Like I'm pulling the shared file from online, but it's not the most recent shared file,
Are
so
you
it
getting
doesn't
Wait,
work.
wait. Are you getting it from Impact Global though?
I'm getting it from whatever's shared to my
It's
my
shared,
email.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're just getting the one shared to you from your stuff. You need to go to Impact Global's because that's the master. That's the one
See, I don't.
everybody's got. All members have access to that. Therefore,
I
that one is
get that.
updated.
You're right, and that's where herein lies the problem.
Yes, I know that's true. But you should be in that too when you look that up.
I get it, but that's where the problem lies. There's too many of these freaking sheets
Well,
floating around out
you
there.
could do what I did. Seriously, do what I did. It takes the temptation away. Delete all the ones you've got in your personal shared file. That way, you have to go to Impact to get the one that you need. I mean, because you can.
But then once I grab it, then it's not
and,
updated.
well, even if you use Firefox, whatever browser you use doesn't really matter. You can log in via Google with different accounts. So I just keep
Yeah,
Impact
yeah, yeah.
logged in along with mine, and therefore if I got to update Impact shit, I update Impact shit. I don't do it on mine. I just do it in there. I took yours out of mine too because I'm like I downloaded it to my computer, but I put it over in Impact stuff. So that way, like I said, there's no confusion on my end. It doesn't go to mine. It just goes to Impact.
Okay, well,
You guys got to stop that. Dalton's guilty of that too. He's got to stop that too. You hear me? You
well,
hear me?
we're gonna
KA?
fix it.
You got to do that too, bro.
We're gonna fix that very soon,
All right.
and I mean it
I mean,
because
hey, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for that too. I really hope that it turns out to be something we all follow. We all get it right. We all update it when we update it, and it's like boom, spot on. We get it. So that's cool. But yeah, just change yours to seriously. Just change yours to the Impact thing, and you'll see the.
well,
update.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start building it. Once I get it, the account built and everything else and set up, then I'm gonna start building it. Then when I'm ready for it, piece by piece, I'm gonna take the most recent data and throw it in there
That wasn't a sneeze.
because we're gonna have to break these sheets down anyways.
I'm doing that. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know.
So
I mean, don't dude. When I built it, when I made the spreadsheets that I made, I mean, these have come a long way. You got to understand that the spreadsheet that you're seeing. I want y'all to understand this now, for real. The installation sheet, the aircraft sheet, the three biggies that I call the biggies, the aircraft, the installations, and like actually two of them are in the aircraft sheet, but those three have been around since I had a Tandy 1000. Those were made on Lotus 123. That's how old those are. They originate before Excel even existed with me. So they've been with me a long time.
How in the world did they manage to make it this far?
I don't know, but that's like I've been keeping track of them that damn long. And they've migrated and they've mutated into what you see today. Those three. I mean, a lot of these, that's what I'm saying. That's why they built to what they built to, because I've learned as I've gone, it's like if I want to make changes, it requires like what Mark is talking about. The database breaks it down easier. But for me to break it down, I've had to create more tabs that are kind of unnecessary. The database won't need this. It'll clean it up. But I needed this to make it straight. And Mark will tell you
Well,
it's organized,
it does
right?
need the thing. The database does need this, but it needs it in a simpler form.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Like
like I got to
it
click this
needs
tab
the
to find
reserve, it
this.
needs the active duty, it needs the breakdown of the bases and what's where and all of that, and it needs the closures and all of needs that, but it needs it separated.
Well, the thing is, you should be able to get like everything you need on the one sheet. Like if you wanted to find out about Fort Macon, like what number it is, where it was, who's based there, you could find it in one click, and it would give you a whole sheet that looks like it with clickable links. It wouldn't be I got to go to this tab and this tab and this tab to find out three pieces of information that could be on one
Correct.
sheet.
Correct. And that's what's going to happen.
So it
And you're
will
going to find
clean up
out what.
people.
Yeah, it will, because everything's going to be linked together.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. You're going to get location. You're going to get base name. You're going to get code, your fin code. You're going to get uh, the actual. What the heck is this considered?
Oh hell! Did I just do this? You know, as we keep talking about
That's
this, I'm adding it to the
it says
topics.
host units. So I don't know what you mean. Like this, like it's got squadron and then it's got host unit. So like you got the group and then you got the squadron.
Oh, host unit.
Which
That's like the major. The squadrons are just the result of like the squadron. Like the plane. One plane belongs to the squadron. Like if you got Spider, Spider is in the squadron. But if you've got Thunderbolt with Spider, they both belong to the group, and the group is obviously named after or numbered after the address of your place. So
So yep, and then
group or wing is
group or
your
wing.
address. Squadron we issue because like that's the next up in line. So like you don't control your
What?
squadron numbers, we control the squadron numbers.
Well, that's fine. That's easy to do then.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the
then the
database
question
will
would
fix
be,
that shit because like the next time somebody puts one in there, it'll be like, oh, so you're in the squadron number, bam, and you got it.
yes, and there won't be any duplicates.
Although you will have to make sure you got breakdown. Like if somebody chooses that, like, okay, I want this one playing base first, you have to tell the database that so you know, like, well, Thunderbolt arrived first, so that'll be the first squadron. It's not like a matter of, oh, we put all the planes together. No, 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 that shit don't work. You got to make sure you get the one right, so the one squadron's going right, because even that'll confuse the database.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
Well, once you choose, like I said,
Because
if the
usually
individual member
it's based
chooses,
on
it'll be easy to figure out.
well, usually it's based on when it's entered into the database.
Yeah.
Usually, like the next sequential number is given out.
Yeah. So
But
yeah.
if
So
you're
once you, yeah,
but
that's
if
what I
you
mean. Well, you
backdate
made that
something,
decision once you know that, like, yeah, Thunderbolt was there
but
first. Then, like, you put it in, and there's that squadron. Boom, you're good.
right? So then the question would be, okay, if that's the case, but see, this is where the database thinking comes into play. Okay, so for instance, we're building it. We build it out. It's ready. It's launched.
This is good.
You add something, and it gives you number 400, the 400th squadron or whatever,
Okay.
and at that point, I come in the next day. Now you've already. Now, okay, let me ask this question. This is why I have these conversations. Okay, so what do you do with that 400th? Do you number it somewhere, or do you not even care about what that is?
I mean,
is it annotated on the plane anywhere?
not usually the squadrons. No, not typically the squadrons.
Okay, so it could change,
obviously,
and
that's totally up to the member. You can. I've done it before. I haven't done
But
it
here's the issue.
lately, but I've done it.
Here's the issue with that. If today you go in and get 400, and I come in tomorrow, but I backdate mine, and I get 400, and now you're 401.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit of an issue, but I'll be willing to change it, so it's okay.
But that's the thing. Like, okay, so
this is one of the reasons why I don't want to, like, if you guys notice, like, if you're looking at the real Air Force or anybody's real Air Force, a lot of them have, like, fin colors to coincide with the squadrons they belong to. Like, one will be red, one will be green, one will be yellow, or they do checkerboard or whatever the hell they do. They differentiate their squadrons, right? We don't do that in IVPAC because of that very reason. It's one thing to change your squadron number when it doesn't really matter to the plane. It's another thing to, like, have all these different freaking colors in the wing and have to go back, oh shit, it's not brown no more, it's red. That would be different, and that would be damn near impossible to fix. So that's why we keep it on the level that we do. That's why some people have actually asked this, like, why do we have one color in the entire wing? Well, that's why right there. Because if that retroed and we had to go change colors, that's a lot harder to change than absolutely nothing at all. Because you guys can pick whether you want to put squadron numbers on there, but I usually don't do it. So
okay, yeah, okay. So that'll be fine.
That'll be fine.
So that's fine. Like, we can work around that, and I can make it to where it'll retro back and pick the right one.
Right.
So that's not an issue.
It's going to be a fluid database for that reason, especially when moving and closing comes into play. Because once you close, those squadrons go into hiatus, and we would like to try to bring them back instead of getting just new numbers. You know, like the real Air Forces do. If one wing, one squadron shuts down, like the 22nd, for example, no matter what the hell it is, they close because the base closes, but a new base opens up, it will get assigned the 22nd because it's the next base after that closure. See what I'm saying? So that's why I also have to keep track of that shit, because that happens too.
That can be done too.
Yeah.
See,
that's why it really gets tricky.
This is why my leadership loves and hates me. Because we have these conversations, and we do these things on a national level. And I say, okay, I hear your problem. I know the solution. Within Power Apps itself, within Power Apps themselves, like what we're trying to do and accomplish and build whatever system we're trying to build, they say, okay, well, we have this, what about this scenario? What about that scenario? Well,
how about this?
Sure, I didn't think about that. So you're saying if the 28th closes for whatever reason, I have the 28th RB for Orlando.
Oh, that's a reserve.
That's a reserve base. So if I have that, and if that closes or changes to active duty, that 28th now becomes available in that reserve section.
That's right. Yes.
And it's the next. Technically, I can make it the next available one, and that's what's automatically assigned.
Yes.
I can do, if that's what we want to set. That's where policy is going to come into play.
Yeah.
So if that's the way we want it, that's the way it's going to be built. If you want to give people options and say, well, they don't have to choose it if they don't want it, well, you can do that too. Like that is a liable option. Viable, liable, ridiculous, whatever word I'm trying to say.
Right. No, I follow.
But it is an option. It is an option. It can be done that way too. And we just need to set it up that way. But that's what leadership is so blown away about everything that I do, and I tell them, I'm like, look, whatever you want done can be done.
Cool. Yeah.
Plain and simple.
It is pretty simple. I,
as the expert, have to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Because if it can be thought, that's the crazy part of where these databases and Power Apps has come from, and systems of development has come from. If you can think of a scenario or a thing that you want done system wise, then if you can think of it, then it can be built.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
And that is it. They hate when I say that because they're like, "Well, you have to say no." I'm like, "No, I don't have to say no. I just have to give you the timeline of how long it's going to take."
And we are
It could take me 6 years to build something like that they want.
We are going to have to go live too to get more info from Robert, so I can find out exactly how many of those planes that we were talking about like last month on the show.
Goodness. Okay.
Because he's got some that probably need to come back. So I just realized just now, like literally looking at it, he's probably going to add 2 or 3 more squadrons himself, and that's going to throw all this crap out of whack.
But that's fine.
Which fine. It's fine right now, yeah. But
that's
see,
fine. But what I'll do is I'll figure out how to code it.
The reason this is going to mess that up, though, is because if you close a base, and I want to use the squadron numbers from your closed bases, I have to retro. He's got to have his in first because that would have happened first before you closed. So, like, your numbers would have to go back up before they can be closed to get back out.
Yes. Yeah. I hear what you're saying, but we can work all of that in.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. That I'm actually extolling the virtues of having the database because shit like that is damn near hard. That's hard for me to do. The database can fix that quick and easy.
Well, it can, and that's where the variable system that I use and the way that I create variables and scenarios comes into play.
This gets really technical, people. Be glad you're not on my end of it. I mean, technically, yeah, I'm like chief operating officer, dude in charge or whatever, but sometimes it's a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it's a bitch, and I always want us to be all together with the same ideas. And like, I'd love it if there's 1,000 members, but damn it, do you realize how hard this would be if there's 1,000 members?
That's why we got to build this first before.
That's why we got to get this thing up and running. Man. I've been lucky, but I don't know how much longer we could be lucky with the internet and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking at my stuff in the breakdown right now, and it's like it's frustrating.
I mean,
I honestly don't have a lot.
No. Are you looking at did you switch to IVPAC though?
No, but I still have everything on here up to.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it's not that old.
Yeah, like I have Ellsworth on here, so I know that.
Yeah.
Up until everything that I've done since I came here.
Yeah, which
actually I already said
that's not much.
Which I already said I'm not planning on doing a lot of that transit stuff that I've been doing the last 2 years. I'm not planning on adding those.
Yeah, because that's 2021, and really, I don't think there's been much of change to the installation since 2021, except for I added a base. That's it.
Right, but even so, like I don't plan on adding all the transit places that I've been the last 2 years.
Right. No. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't even want to put them as reserves. I don't even want to deal with them. Like it's not that I don't want to know that they exist because like it's just
more of a hassle.
Because some of them were 30 days.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to count that shit either. Unless you want to put in the reserves, I wouldn't want to count that either.
Yeah, so I was there for 30 days. You know, some of them were maybe 3 to 4 months.
Which, if you guys,
maybe 6 months.
Listen, if you follow us, 30 days. That's that bubble right there. That's like usually transit from. Okay, that's pretty much active duty at that point. So. But again,
right. But even
choice,
6 months, even choice. 6 months at one place, like I was like I knew it was temporary.
Yeah.
And I knew that the other place we were just at was 6 months.
Yes,
it was actually a year total.
But it was 2 different places. Period. Yeah.
It was 2 different places at 6 months apiece, so it ended up being a year in the same general area, but I had 2 different addresses.
Right. Right.
So
it ain't worth it.
Once. Yeah, I mean, it's so much to deal with in that short time. Now, I know we're going to be here permanently for a good while.
And right, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard this before.
Well, I know, but it's like we're tired, man. I'm getting old. I'm tired. I'm tired of this crap. And we honestly weren't planning on leaving Wisconsin either. Like we were planning on keeping that place, but it didn't make sense financially to keep it.
Well, in one way, financially it did. Another way, it didn't.
No.
You said you said the whole reason you were looking at land when you started the hunt. The whole reason you were looking at it was how much more you could get for less up here. So financially,
Yes.
that did make sense.
That made sense, but to keep it and try to do the snowbird thing that we were going to do, because we were going to do that anyways. We knew eventually but that house didn't make sense.
Right.
We didn't know that it wouldn't make sense when we bought it.
Right. That's the difference. That's the difference.
That was the issue, because we originally were going to snowbird and keep that place and go back up there every year, but the cost of everything to keep it operational in the wintertime was ridiculous. Like it did not make sense to spend all that extra money on a place that we are not going to be at for 6 months.
But people, it's still a base. He's keeping that as a base. So
I am keeping it. I mean, it's definitely one of those things that I'm like, oh, that place was awesome. It was the only place up there in that general area. I'm keeping it.
So yeah. I mean,
because that's the only one on that side of the state, and even Minnesota's is like 2 hours away, and the Milwaukee ones are like 5 hours away. So yeah, I'm keeping the base, but it's just like it didn't make sense to keep the actual residents. So
right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
That's
all. Again, that's all
but
chosen by the members. So
Juneau may.
But reserves.
Oh,
by the way, reserves.
This is
we look at it differently
wrong.
with reserves. We issue you the numbers on reserves. Mostly
this is wrong.
With visits, when we do visits, like we consider the reserves visits. You're usually there for like 2 weeks or less, but longer than like we say 36 to 48 hours.
Oh, it's not wrong.
Cumulative. The reason why we do that is because we don't expect any of y'all to remember addresses of like places like that. I mean, it could literally be like a hostel or a hotel. Why the hell would you give a shit about your hotel or your that address?
Even if you stayed there for like 3 months because you were working remotely or something,
I mean,
or like
you might know it, but I mean, seriously, are you gonna want to do? Yeah, no. That's why we don't give the same thing we do active duty when we ask you for the address and we get the numbers. We don't do in the reserves. Reserves simply are chronological. You open up a new reserve base, you get the next number. That's it. That's that simple. The battalion and the brigade doesn't matter. So, but yeah, that's what the B and the R stands for. It's battalions and regiment and brigade. So just so y'all know.
Yeah.
Some people don't realize that's what we're doing, but like we use a little bit more Army Marine Corps styling in the reserves than we do in active duty. So try to do an amalgamation of everything.
So, what's the next topic on the list?
Well, that kind of actually covered like 3 or 4. And again, I'll point out
it did.
Y'all
It's
been
really like
changing
40
the topics as we've been going. So that actually blended everything in pretty good right there. You know, bases chaining coming, stuff like that. The database is being built. We're looking pretty good. Actually, that covered just about everything except my big news.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And
let me go ahead and reset all this, and we're gonna see how long this one takes. You can go on at it.
This one probably won't take that long because really, all of our closest members that have been with us for a while know this one and know like one of the icons or whatever. But I had a couple.
We know the icon.
We know the icon.
Let me give this introduction.
Y'all probably heard us talk about it many times, but and I've mentioned this in the past. How I said like I need to not stop talking about it. I need to be about it. I need to like be front and center, up to date. I've been resting on my laurels for too long. Everybody knows certain ones of my planes, but my planes are getting to be 30, 35 years old. So as an epiphany that I made the other day.
But before we get into this, we all know the iconic planes.
It's true.
We were like, okay, these are great.
Everybody's talking about everybody's plane.
And nobody, even me, I never expected a replacement.
You thought I was going to keep it forever, huh?
No, not necessarily that particular. Like different versions, maybe, but not completely replace it.
Right.
Just like the other ones. See, I don't want to give a hint. So, like, just like the other ones that you've grown and they have multiple versions and all the prettiness to them.
Right.
They are on iteration 405 million, whatever number you're on. I don't know. But
they're not that bad yet, man. Only the 9. Only the 9 is active duty right now. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. The 6 and the 9.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that you have all of that, and I expected this one to follow suit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's
and we are at the point where it's not. It's not happening.
You're making me doubt this now, man.
I'm not saying it's not a bad thing.
It's not. I don't think it is.
It's very. It's unexpected from my end.
Yeah. So
go on. So, there you go.
So what I did was I had that epiphany, and the epiphany went hand in hand with us being in the paper business. Like, we don't really have we have the luxury of building whatever the hell we want, whenever the hell we want, right? Like, it's not like you put like an F4, an F86, you put that out to pasture because we've technologically advanced. We've grown beyond it. You're never going to see a brand new F86 built and fly around trying to dogfight against an F22. Not going to happen. Whereas us,
it would sure be hilarious.
We can bring back like a Diablo, or excuse me, a Draco. We can bring back. He won't, but he can. He can. We can bring it back.
No, you can't. You can't bring that back. I don't even.
The point is, if you got something iconic, I could bring back a Phase 1. It could still do the job, but it's not going to be an active duty.
The problem is, I can't build Draco the same way that I used to.
No, that's true. It'd be tons better, which makes me wonder how it would be.
It wouldn't work. It won't work now. That's the problem.
Okay, fine. It won't work. All right.
Surprisingly, Diablo does.
Yeah.
Because Diablo wasn't bad, but it was rough back then.
Diablo was not.
But it's made some progressions.
Yeah, what do you think about those shorts that I've done on it? You think those are cool?
Oh, I'm getting ready for some stuff. You guys wait.
You give me an address, I'm going to send you these. No joke. I will send you these. You can have them. They're yours.
Yeah.
You could play.
Well, I don't know how they're going to make it in transit, but we'll see.
Well, I'll probably break them down to flatness, so you just rebuild them because the creases will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You give me the address, I'll send them to you. They're not mine. They're yours. That's how I see it. They're fucking yours. So
well, that'll work because then I don't have to figure out what number I'm on. I can just look at those and figure it out.
Well, I haven't numbered them. Well, I gave them dates. They all got their dates.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so you got.
I don't have to worry about trying to retro that and figure that out when I get them.
Yeah, y'all saw the shorts. Those Diablos are pretty damn cool. So
yeah, I'm looking to do some stuff with that. I will say that I've been trying to get there anyways.
Yeah,
and I'm finally getting there. Yeah, but that's me. Yeah. Go ahead.
So that's what we're talking about. We're saying we have the option to retro. We have the option to use our old Warbirds if we choose. I've still got 100 freaking Phase 3s hanging from the line, even though they're retired now. So the biggest news is I had an epiphany at work after flying around the burst aircraft of all aircraft, and figuring out that actually it does quite a wonderful job of something that me and Maverick have been talking about, and me and Mark there have been talking about for a long, long time, about having our interceptors save their noses by having a spin recovery. Burst aircraft do that naturally, and they actually throw them. They handle as hard a throw as you can give them. Matter of fact, the harder you throw, the better they fly until they die and flutter down. So they're perfect. So what I realized was that they could fill the role that Quill has, and since Quill was built to equal Javelin, Javelin got retired immediately, effective as soon as it possibly could. Javelin has been retired, and matter of fact, it's been retired retroactively to about the 6-month point of research into burst aircraft to make sure that burst aircraft, because their experiment was prolonged, and that means like Javelin's actually been retired for about 6 years now, and it's gone. I've stricken it from everything. There's no more squadrons with Javelins. They're obviously still in my boxes, still on the line, but I'll probably still bring them out. But they are technically no longer in active duty. Quill is taking their place.
This is ridiculous. Like,
Because
I'm not
Quill-
hating it.
Quill
I'm just
is the equivalent. It's always flown exactly like Javelin has. If you've ever seen it, you know what it's done.
but it ain't. Yeah, I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
Yeah.
Saying
Yeah.
for as long as I've been around, it's always been Javelin and Phase.
It's true. They are the two. They are.
It's the Maverick to Goose. It's
Hey, that's a really good alliteration right there. Yes.
it's like, what the hell? It hurts inside.
It kind of does. Yeah, I know. When I thought about it, I did it like, oh my God, I'm getting rid of Javelin. Am I really doing this? That design is 35 years old.
Exactly. I mean, it's almost as old as I am.
But that same reason is why it's like, do I really keep? I mean, I'm trying to wheedle it out. I'm setting myself my own parameters of what should be flying with me, and it
because
it doesn't really fit.
Javelin was around what 10, 15 years when
10 years when you got in, yeah, 10 years.
Well, and 10 years when I got in.
Her
And
first
it's
flight
like-
was 1990.
Yeah, and I got
I've got some
in
planes
around
from
2000.
1990.
Yeah,
And
that's
yes, like actually, I think I've got a couple Javelins from 1990.
oh my goodness. Yeah,
I think I
see.
do, but they're in the palace. They haven't flown.
Oh, they better be.
Yeah, they haven't
they
flown.
they freaking better be. The sad part is, I wish I had some of mine from back then.
It would have been nice, dude.
Dude, I don't know where the frick they went, and there's nothing I can do about it at this point. Obviously,
Obviously, yeah.
Um,
I know. It sucks too.
it is what it is.
But yeah, right. It is what it is. So
So I'm just having to recover and move on and cry about it later in my sleep.
yeah, but you could cry about the retirement of Javelin now, really.
this hurts, dude. Like, not only does it make me feel old as but I just never expect, like, because you haven't officially retired Phase either.
I did that. Because I let that one go gradual. I said like, okay, it's on the chopping block. It's gonna go whenever I said it was like 2 and 3, because basically the one is everybody knows would be 2 and 3, especially 3, and 3 like
But I'm talking about as a whole.
Yeah,
you're still using it.
I did it like, no pun intended. I phased it out on purpose. So 2 years ago, December 31st, I was like, no, we got to get rid of it. So.
But you've gotten rid of the older ones.
Yeah.
You're still using newer versions of that plane.
Yes, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are still active, and 6 and 7.
That's what I'm talking about.
6 and 9 are in active duty. So yes.
But that's what I'm talking about. I expected Javelin to go right along.
I mean, it's possible.
That is what I expected.
But this is what happens. When
You could.
Interceptors. I will say this: interceptors are probably more prone to this than any other aircraft, which makes me look like a fool for keeping it this long, because their design is like one way. You can't really improve it. What are you going to do? You make it glide anymore, and there's a chance it could go off of straight lining, and you haven't improved the interceptor. You've made it worse. It needs the straight line. That's it. You can't make it glide better. And like, if you got it's like a football or a baseball. If you got that baseball and you're throwing it as hard as you can, there's nothing else. What are you going to do? Improve the baseball? I don't think you can do that. And a lot of people have acknowledged Javelin's pretty much been the pinnacle, especially for me. And
Yeah.
well, like, how am I going to improve it? I can just build others like it. It's only going to do what it does. So that helped
I'm
me.
not arguing it. I'm not arguing
That
it.
helped me retire it. That was like, what am I going to do? Stick a rock in it? I mean, it's still the same. I can add a fin. I can take fins away. It's still the same.
Yeah, I'm not arguing it.
I know, I
I'm
know.
not.
I'm just
I'm just.
this is
Yeah,
what fought in
I'm
my
just.
head and what made me say like, yeah. I mean, I think it's time. I think it's
I'm just
time.
in shock.
But you got as members and other people out there, like if you're trying to do the same thing we're trying to do, you got to be ready for it because your interceptors are gonna fall victim to this. You might even start like you, Mark. I mean, Dalton same way, like Apex, Thunderbolt. You may decide to keep them forever because you can. There's a good chance you'll never improve on it. But if you want to like stay up to date, you got to at least build another one. I mean, something like it. Just a
Well,
newer interceptor. That's
yeah,
all.
that's what I have been working on, and I have other versions of that in the works
Right. They're easy to
because
make. An interceptor is easy to make. So
yes, and my Thunderbolt's not hard to make either. I mean, it's really not. At
no,
the same
basic
time,
javelin's
like
not either. It's javelin like the one that you sat in with being made. Javelin V5. That's pretty difficult.
yeah, I mean, it's just I'm just blown away that this is even a thing that was on the table of for discussion and
And
like
and of all things, you helped me decide it.
I
You of all
didn't do
people.
that. I would never do that.
Well, it's because of your determination and the persistency that I started. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself, but that spin recovery that we need to include on especially interceptors.
Yeah,
That's what
I've
got me
been trying to
going on
figure
it.
it out
And like
myself.
the burst aircraft, which by the way, the burst aircraft has a name besides that. It is the Kestrel.
No, no, it doesn't.
Yes, it is the Kestrel.
It's triangle, it's diamond, and it's burst.
They were never part of the same competition, dude. That
No,
plane was
I
like
don't give it.
that plane was 4 years later, so that's a little bit different. But yeah, the burst is no longer. We'll stop doing that, and it is the Kestrel, and it is my HO
Nope.
trainer from now for now. However long that lasts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Some people may not acknowledge that, but that's how it
I'm
is.
not.
I mean, come on now, dude. Seriously, that damn aircraft is 13 years old already. So
You're killing me.
it's 13 years old.
I feel like I'm so behind the times
The design,
because I've built planes and I haven't hardly gotten them any flight time.
the design itself. I mean, like I said, because I mean, you go back. He didn't want to hear it, but Wyvern, as he knows his Team Triangle, is.
Hmm.
I mean, that plane. That plane's 17 years old.
It's killing me.
I mean, that's close to being next on the chopping block. I mean,
No, it ain't.
if I'm
You
staying
better get
up to date, it's like I mean, Quill.
So,
I just said Javelin's retired and Quill is replacing Javelin, but we're still R&Ding on Javelin's replacement because it's now Quill's replacement because Quill is 21 years old.
oh
So
my goodness. See,
even
yeah.
Quill
So
has got to be like, okay, I need something newer.
I'm getting old. I can't do
You
this.
get
My knees
no
are.
because you remember Quill. You were around for the very first one, which I still have.
No, yeah.
We built that one in Archdale in front of JR and everything, and he saw the first flights of that aircraft.
Man, I feel so freaking old. Like, why? This hurts. Just saying, folks. This hurts. It makes me want to cry.
It kind of, yeah. I mean, I can't blame you. It's the passing of the torch has to happen, and when you have something that's been around that long, it really
Does
is.
it? Does it though? Does it really have to happen? Does it have to happen like this? I'm not upset. I'm just.
I'm not.
I'm more just. I'm not upset. I'm just more in shock. Cause, yeah, like I never expected this. I just figured you to be on version 999.
I mean, yeah, yeah. You can see. I mean,
Because some things just
are meant to be, right?
like it's just like phase. Like it's been so hard. Like the only thing that's beaten phase is itself. So it's like, okay, well, there's been close competition. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, the newer version of phase always outperforms everything else.
Maybe that Venom Maybe that Venom might be.
Well, the NG or
Yeah, the NG. Yeah, the Venom. Yeah,
yeah,
the Venom NG
yeah,
probably. Yeah. But you'll note I kind of put that one out to pasture too because it's just too complicated to find. That was harder to do than the other ones because I'm like, dude,
yeah.
I'm never gonna find it. If I bring it back, I might say like, okay, this is Venom 2 or whatever, but I might actually just that's a new design because I it's just too difficult to do that constantly. Don't worry, people. We'll have a how to build on that Venom, so maybe you guys can understand and make it your own way. Maybe you'll discover it without me. Who knows? But and I know you know what, Mark. I understand where you're coming from too because I know how you feeling because, dude, your iconic ones are the ones that would be on the chopping block if you were to do what I just did. Because Vortex, Diablo, Thunderbolt, and Spider are all over 20 years old. I mean,
Yes, sir.
they're,
Indeed.
they're all over 20 years old. They're 24 years old. Fucking Vortex is going to be 25 this year. So, yeah, I mean, I know where he's coming from because he's feeling in the gut too. He's like, you got something in the works, so that's cool and all, but your iconic ones are coming due if you're going to go the route I just went. So, yeah, yeah, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt.
Yep. But I think it's about time.
I think it's about time. We got that. We got it done. We got it done. We took a little bit longer on this show. Hey, people, watch all the subscriptions. We got a lot of people that put up some videos out there. All of our subscriptions in our realm. I couldn't even go through all of them because now that we updated, there's a whole bunch of people. The Best Paper Airplanes channel, 123 Paper Planes, Artholic, all of them out there. Just go look through our subscriptions. There's a bunch of them that passed just this week. So check them out. You got our updates. Go see them. I figured it was us talking that you wanted to hear anyway. So you take a look. Tell me how the new look looks because this is how it's going to look until somebody says otherwise. Mark doesn't even know what it looks like because he can't see it yet because. But if you like it, you like it. If you don't, well, wait. It'll probably change. Uh, yeah. Anything else? Probably not.
I don't think so.
All right. So, thanks for sitting in with us. We blabbering. We made a pretty good show out of it. We'll be back live with you shortly. In other words, everybody else, y'all know what to do. I even updated those end pieces.